So I'm getting to the age where I'm trying to find a wife, a girlfriend, a female partner. And this term I kind of told myself, I'm going to try and actively, try and search for one. And through this journey, God has been teaching me a lot of things. Well, see, I say God has been teaching me a lot of things, but what I mean is like life is, like if you're an atheist, I could say I'm learning a lot of things from life, but I'm a Christian and I believe in God. So I'm saying God is teaching me a lot of things. And one of the things I've realized, or I've one of the things God has been teaching me, or that I've realized, is that you should never seek to please women. You should always seek to please, because that is the spirit of Jezebel, in that all demonic spirits kind of invert the right way of something that God has made. Like every bad spirit turns something upside down, and the spirit of Jezebel turns the God-given hierarchy of God, Jesus, male, female, children around. So the spirit of Jezebel tries to make men worship women, and you can kind of tell when a girl has a spirit of Jezebel because they have a very controlling vibe, and they're also very stubborn, and a few other things which I could probably talk about in another video. But the point is, we should always be seeking to please God as men, not you shouldn't be changing your entire personality and character to fit the agenda of a girl. And because firstly, that is an evil girl. Like a proper a godly girl should be looking to you for values, and if anything, she should be the one changing. Not to say that not to say that it's a not to say that you have to change in a relationship, but I'm saying that if anyone has to change, it should be the girl, because they are spiritually lower. They are spiritually woman was designed to be the helper of the man, like how Eve was created to be the helper of Adam. And so therefore it should be the woman, if anything, that changes her personality and character. And I think it's this thing where you should change who you are based on someone spiritually higher than you. So for men, it would be mentors, or Jesus or God. So you should be, so as a man, you should be changing yourself and being edified by God and Jesus, and shaping your character and personality around God and Jesus. And it's so interesting because as a result of that, I believe that God will give you the woman you want. And it's so interesting because I think good women, it's natural for good women not to like you if you stray from your purpose. So if you stray from seeking God, I think a good woman's natural instinct is to not like you. And if let's say you kind of over obsess over a girl, and you kind of stray from thinking about God more and investing in a relationship with God, I think it genuinely messes things up in a relationship, because you're kind of in your head, you're placing the woman above you and above God. And so I think because women are super sensitive to I feel like they're really sensitive to emotional and spiritual things. And I think that they kind of sense that, even though if they don't know that exactly that, obviously they can't diagnose what I just said. They don't know it's that, but I feel like they can sense something is off. And so the point is, what I've realized recently is that like no girl is better than God. Like literally no girl is better than what God can give you. Like it's so fleeting to obsess over women. And like it comes to a point where you realize that you are like, as a man, you have more to offer than woman in many ways, or like, or you should have that mindset, because that is the spiritual hierarchy of things. And hopefully you will develop yourself to a point where you can become a man where you are able to serve a lot of people and have a lot of good influence. And so the point is, what I've realized recently is that I shouldn't be obsessing over women. And I actually wrote something about this on my diary, so I'm gonna have a look right now. So yeah, because I think a lot of things in my life had the spirit of Jezebel influenced on it. And so I'm kind of, as I'm learning these things, I'm kind of reversing things that were programmed in me from a young age. And so yeah, and like I used to be so desperate for a woman for some reason, because I felt like that would be the answer to problems, or like an answer to loneliness, or like just an answer. But like, especially when we're talking about loneliness, God and Jesus is the answer 100%. And like I said in the last video, if you're trying to find a girl out of desperation, then I don't think God's gonna give you your the girl that he wants to give you, like the best girl, because you're coming from a place of lack and not abundance. You need to get abundance from God first. And then it's just like how the Bible says, whoever has, much more will be given to them. And I think that's the fundamental thing about an abundance mindset. It's like you trust that you trust that your dad is the creator of the universe, and you trust that he loves you, and therefore he will give you anything. He's already given you his son, and therefore he can give you anything else. And that is the abundance mindset summed up in a nutshell. And so yeah, summary of the video: don't live to please women, live to please God. And that's a lot harder than it sounds, because I think as men, or as like male people, our whole lives from childhood to kind of teenage to like our like whole childhood has been shaped by submitting under a mom, a woman. And so there comes a point where you need to kind of break free from that and change it. So your relationship with women is that you see women as people to like to serve, and like treat as like you see women as things to treat as your responsibility, and not like getting women to be responsible for you. And so that's like, I think that's one of the symptoms of a boy turning into a man, is when you kind of change that perspective of woman. And it's a lot harder than it sounds, but it's something every man has to do, I think, if they want successful relationships with women.